Do your manifestations never really work out the way you think they're going to, or within the same timeline you think it's going to happen? Me too. And I have something on your human design chart to show you that indicates this. Okay, so if you haven't already, you will need to Google human design chart. There's tons of websites out there, and put your birth information in. Your exact birth time is very important for human design. I wouldn't even bother if you don't have your exact birth time. So look at your birth certificate, ask your mom, figure it out before you put your information in. Okay, so human design is an incredible tool that you can use throughout your whole life to make everything kind of work more smoothly and feel a lot better. I specialize in human design for your career, and of course, everything in your career is something that you manifested. We are always taking part in the manifestation process with the universe, but everyone's kind of flavor is very different. The core pieces of your human design chart are, of course, going to take into account here. So, your energy type, your strategy, authority, all that is really important for manifestation. But if you're like me and constantly being frustrated because your manifestations don't ever show up exact or on the timeline you ask the universe, things like that, but you see other people around you having success with that super specific manifestation strategy. This arrow right here is what we call kind of like your perspective. The concepts of the arrows or the variables are very complicated and go way deeper than this, but a theory in second generation human design or pop human design that I have tested and really love is that this arrow kind of tells you your manifestation style. So if your arrow is pointing to the left, your manifestation style is very specific. So follow those creators that tell you, give the universe 24 hours to give you a gift and see what happens. Like, that's going to work out for you if yours points to the left because you're a specific manifester. But if you're like me and get really frustrated when things don't happen the way you had planned them to, well, not plan, because the universe is always kind of putting their own spin on things. But if you've never had one of those very specific manifestation challenges work out for you, you might be like me and have a right facing arrow. The right facing arrow is non-specific manifestation perspective. And that means that you're here to put your manifestations out there and then let the universe kind of take it and put their own timeline, recipe, flavor on it. So you put your manifestations out there and then get kind of excited because they're going to surprise you with the timeline that they show up or how they exactly look when they show up. So if you're not dialed in and you don't know this about yourself, it can be really frustrating because you're on manifestation talk. You see people putting a message out to the universe to say, give me a gift within 24 hours, and then them receiving a gift that you can't argue with within that exact 24 hours they asked for. Theirs probably faces to the left. But if you're non-specific like me, then you might do one of those and be like, it'd be cool if it was within 24 hours, but I know you're going to send it to me on my own time, so it might take a couple extra days, but when it gets here, it's going to be amazing, and it's going to be so surprising because it's probably one of the manifestations I'd been thinking about, but kind of written off or given up on or something like that. And of course, with everything in human design, none of the deeper concepts, so like the variables and the more detailed concepts of your chart, are never going to work if you're not following your type, strategy, authority, living in alignment with the very core basic pieces of your design. So if this is the first you're learning about human design, I would suggest not even paying too much attention to all the deeper aspects of your chart and just see what what happens when you start playing around with your type, strategy, authority, and all that stuff. And of course, if you're looking to use human design in your career, I'm open for readings. Reach out on Instagram.